Hey, what is up, guys? This is Solomar Tristan here, and I'm going to be talking about the very first time that I had given someone a the very first time that I had gotten a hand job. So, I was dating this girl for about 4 months, and so we started dating in December, and so I was dating her, and we talked about her giving me a hand job several times. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait for this. You know, it's going to be fantastic. It's a hand job, you know. And this is before the blowjob story, which I'll link in the description below. Absolutely. You guys killed it. And, man, you guys love that one. So, hope you guys like this one. Anyway, so she came over to my house. And what we do is, because I was pretty busy and it was with school and stuff, so it was after school. And, she came over one April 4th evening. I'm pretty sure it was April 4th. I know it was the beginning of April 4th or April 5th, around one of those two. And then, so she had come over, and we were like, alright, well, I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen, but we had talked about it. So, it was really funny because my grandma was over, and I was at my dad's house, and so they were talking in the living room. And her and I kind of reside to the side of the house, and we would hang out outside because we couldn't be in my room because I shared my room with my brother, and it was way too awkward, because she'd usually sit on my lap, and I'd hold her, and we'd talk and joke, and it was good, it was good. So we went to the side of the house, and we had this big green blanket with us, and this blanket would keep us warm because it was quite cold where I live at this time. So it was, it was really cold, so we were kind of cuddling in that blanket a little bit, and then she decides, after about half an hour, she decides to get up and sit on my lap. And how she's sitting, guys, imagine this. So if you're sitting down, right, your back's up against the wall, the side of the house, and then your legs are straight out, and she's sitting on you with her legs parallel to yours, but on your lap, like looking at you, like facing you. And so we were doing that, and that was pretty intimate. And then I started kissing her and stuff, and all of a sudden, so what she used to do is she used to kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a tease, but I didn't mind it, is she would just place her hand on my dick. So she would just kind of like keep that there and not really do anything about it, but I was still hard at the time and it still felt great. She didn't like move or anything, but it was good. So this isn't what happened. This is a full legit kind of a deal here. So yeah, she used to do that, and this time, you know, she's doing that for a little bit, and I'm just like, I kind of want the full deal. And I didn't tell her that or anything. We're just kind of talking. I'm like, damn. And so, you know, she's like, I'm a little bit nervous, and I'm like, ah, just go for it. And so, me being the guy that I am, so she unbuttons my pants, and at this point, she's just holding her hand over it through the boxers, though. So, no skin to skin at this point. Her hand is just over the boxers, touching it that way, which is a little bit better, but still not what I was looking for. And then she eventually reaches in, and the moment her skin contacted, like, my dick, it's so different for the first time that someone else does it. Like, even just touches it, and it tingles, and it feels really good. And so, she did that, and then she had a little bit of trouble pulling it through the slit of my boxers, because I was full-fledged, you know. And she, you know how it's kind of like, okay, if you wear boxers, there's a little slit in them, and it's hard to pull things through them that are, yeah, so I'll just do that. So it took her a little bit, and I had to help her, which is pretty funny. And so she got it through this slit, and at this point, she's just holding it in her hand about the middle, and, you know, we're talking and stuff, and she's just holding it, and it's pretty much torture to me. So what I do is I decide to kiss her, and I didn't know why. I'm just like, why not, you know, this is just awkward as hell. So I start kissing her, and the moment I start kissing her, literally the moment our lips touch, she just starts jerking it. And so we make out, and I stop, and she's still going, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. So she's still doing that, and we're talking, and, you know, having a good time. And then randomly a few times I would just kind of like make out with her, and we talk, but it was really, really awkward. It was like, so, how are ya? At one point I was like, what's up? She's like, oh, I can just imagine her being like, oh, nothing much, just, you know, giving you a hand job. So she was doing that, and so there was no lube. I kind of asked her to spit on it, like, not in a bad way, but for lube's sakes, man, because when I'm going solo, you always gotta have that lube. And so she's still going, and it's been about 15 minutes at this point. And I'm gonna tell you guys how to last longer with hand jobs and stuff, which was quite nice. So we would hang out for about 2 hours, and it was from 4 to 6 on this day because, I didn't have that much time. So I got to do my homework and, make YouTube videos as I'm doing right now and stuff like that. So, yeah, so she's doing that, and I start spitting out. She's like, no, that's gross. And I'm like, what? Come on. And later she ended up giving me a blowjob. Link that in the description below. It's fantastic. Go check it out if you haven't seen it already. Anyway, so, she's still going, and this goes on for another 15 minutes, and another 15 minutes. And so it's been about 45 minutes at this point. I'm not even joking. I wasn't done. And here's how you do it. So if you're a guy, all the girls just kind of click off of this video at this point, or mute me for the next 30 seconds or so. What you need to do is do not quote flex your dick. Don't. When you do that, it makes you ejaculate quicker. So by not doing that, you don't ejaculate. I'm not even joking. You don't. You just don't. And so what had happened was I didn't do that the entire time. And so it goes up to about 45 minutes, and it's still feeling great this time, and her hand's tired. Her hand's really tired. And she's telling me this, and I was like, all right, one sec. So, and it was almost time for her to go. It was about 5:45 this time. So she started around 5. And so we're doing that, checking the clock occasionally, just kind of having an awkward conversation. And so what she had done was I started flexing it because it feels a lot better. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still felt good when I wasn't, but when you do that, it feels much better. That's why you do it, and that's how you get off. So I started doing that, and we're going for another like few minutes or so, and I'm about to just explode. And at this point, she had moved to my side. She was on the side of me, but by the way, she was doing it with her right hand, of course, which was funny. I'll get to that in a second. It was pointed towards her because she was kind of doing it that angle. So I was to her left, and she was to my right, if you can picture that. And we're under this blanket, and we thought it was pretty funny because we hear some kids run by the side of my house, which they weren't in our line of sight or anything, but I thought it was pretty funny. Like, is anybody coming? You know what I mean? So that would have been awkward. It's like, oh, they come out. Oh, and also it was really funny because the way her hand was set up, there was a blanket on us, and then you could see the hand just go up and up and up, like right in my crotch. It was like so obvious. It was awesome. And so she's doing that, and then I start doing the flexing thing, and I'm about to, explode. So I'm like almost there, but I just remember that, okay, you need to go soon, and I don't want to all over this blanket. Now, I regret doing this because it hurt a lot. It did. I got blue-balled up fat. And if you guys don't know what that is, where if you were to jerk it and get really close to ejaculation, then just stop and don't finish, it hurts really bad. Same happened with my blowjob because she was horrible, and I'll get to that, but the hand job wasn't that bad. And so I'm about to, and I'm just like, no, because it would spray all over her, right? And it would get on the blanket everywhere. It would just be a nasty mess. And imagine going inside to your grandma and dad, who are in the living room, and you would have to walk through that to get to the bathroom, being like, oh, yeah, sorry, my girlfriend's covered in ejaculate. Like, what? And so I did not do that. I just told her, I was like, stop. She's like, no. And I'm just like, no, stop. We need to go. I had to, like, grab her hand and get her to stop. And so we put it back, and then we get up, and I give her a hug, and I'm like, that was awesome. And no joke, that was awesome. And so we're walking back to my house. We got the blanket in our hands. I grab her hand, and it's like really warm. And I'm like, it was that one. I thought that was pretty funny. And so we get inside, and it's kind of awkward. I'm like looking at my dad and trying not to, keep a fat smile on my face just for being that excited about it. You know what I mean? I make it that obvious. Like, what did you do out there, son? Come on. And so we do that, and then I just decide to go back inside, and she washes her hands in the bathroom and goes to the bathroom or something like that, and then she went home. But yeah, it was a great time, absolutely fantastic, except for the blue balling part. And then once she left, I had to go upstairs and do it, sesh, and then I had to end that. all in all. But yeah, what happens is like your whole pelvis just like hurts. Like it's bad, so don't let that happen. But I don't know, I kind of like that better than my girlfriend just being covered in sperm and then going in front of my parents. So yeah, and then having to go home right after, not being alone. So it was kind of a funny situation. I really hope you guys did enjoy this story, and go check out the blowjob story in the description below, and I will see you guys later.